The hardest part about learning English alone isn't grammar, it's silent. No one listening, no one correcting, and no one clapping when you finally get it right. This is the real reason why so many self-taught learners they quit. Because not because they are lazy, but because they are lonely. But today I'll show you how I hacked that loneliness, how I train my brain into reward it even when no one believes in me. Why silence feels so heavy? Do you know that what silence does to human brain? It's brutal. Psychologically, we're wired for a validation loop, and if every like, every smile, and every good job gives a shot of dopamine. So it's natural way you will say yes, keep going. But when you were learning alone, there's no dopamine like that, and you feel like almost give up, right? Sometimes your brain start whispering that why even try? Or you whispering like, does this matter? Am I wasting my time? This is the truth behind self-taught learners in their mind. This is called reward extinction. When your behavior, studying or practicing, or even recording yourself, but there's no feedback, so your brain start labeling it as a pointless. And that's why you open YouTube, start a lesson, but suddenly you scroll away. It's not because you don't want it, but because your brain feels no reward anymore. I felt that too. I remember recording my first video. It had 12 views and 5 of them were mine. It felt humiliating, like I was talking to a void I didn't care, but I realized that was a real test because the people who survive the silence is they are the only one who actually reach fluency. Why? Because they are learned to reach validation from within. How the brain seek validation. There's a study from Stanford University about motivation. It showed that our brain didn't just crave success, it craved progress. Even a tiny of movement, finishing a note, write a small journaling, or pronunciation a new word, it's all release a dopamine. And once you understand that, it changes everything. You don't need applause, you just need proof. Even if it's invisible to others. So I started rewarding myself differently. I built what I call a solo dopamine loop. Instead of waiting for likes or comment, I started give my brain micro feedback, something but real. For example, when I finish recording one script, I rewatch it and I mark one sentence where I pronounce it better than last week. When I learn a new word, I write it on my sticky note and I put it on my wall. When I make a mistake and connect it, I wish for it. That's growth. It's so simple, right? But neurologically, that's powerful. You are giving your brain the same dopamine, and it usually gets from external praise. Only now, it's self-generated. That's the secret. I started to give my brain a little dopamine instead of waiting for people to give me a clap. So clap for yourself even if there's no one in the room. Part 3. Giving your own dopamine loop. Let's break into a clear, practical system you can actually do starting today. It's called 3 mirror method. It's record, reflect, and reward. Our phone is not just a camera, it's our memory mirror. Even if you feel awkward at first, talking in front of camera just by yourself, and there's no viewer, no feedback, but recording yourself 2 minutes daily help a lot to boost your speaking skill. Topic doesn't matter. What matters is your brain see proof of effort. At first, you will hate watching it. You'll think my accent is weird, my eyes look uncomfortable, and my grammar messy. But all that goes because your brain see real feedback, and real feedback is a fuel. This is what psychologists call exposure therapy. When you expose yourself repeatedly for what you fear, your brain stops reacting with anxiety. It replaces fear with familiarity. So keep recording. It's not to be perfect. It's to desensitize your fear. Step number 2. Reflect. After each recording, don't just screen it and delete, pause, rewatch, but start asking yourself, what did I do well? Which word felt natural? Where did I freeze it and why? Just ask yourself like that, and the reflection turns your video into a teacher and your voice become a lesson. So you become your own feedback loop. No teacher needed, no audience required. This is called metacognitive learning. Thinking about how you think. It's what advanced learners do unconsciously, but you can train it consciously. This is the most practice that helped me a lot to keep going even there's no one listening. Step number 3. Reward. Now the most important step. Reward yourself immediately after effort. Just saying, good job, you are doing great. And you know that our brain needs to associate learning with dopamine, no stress. So you can do it in a tiny way. So after recording yourself or after practicing your speaking, make a coffee or eat something that you love. It's help you to associate learnings. No stress and it just give you more dopamine to keep going. This is called habit conditioning. You are teaching your brain when I practice English, I feel good. That connection keep you consistent even without anyone cheering for you. Let me tell you something powerful I learned. Your diary can become your language teacher if you let it. I started writing journaling entries in English, not fancy one, just honest one. And when I reread them, I saw my progress. The first page full of mistake. But months later, the sentences flow naturally. At that moment, I realized that the paper has been listening to me for a lot because writing gives your brain the same emotional relief of talking to someone. It satisfies the psychology need for expression. In therapy, it's called cathartic therapy. You write not to impress, but to release. Write as if the page is your best friend. Tell it what you learned. Tell it what scares you, and tell it what you want to say better next time. That's how loneliness becomes self-discovery. How to become your own teacher. And here's the truth I learned after years of learning a lot. Only you know when you're pretending to study instead of truly learning. So I started playing two roles, student and teacher. Each time I learn something new, I explain it aloud, like teaching someone else. This called payment technique. That's the opposite of loneliness. Let me ask you something. Have you ever record yourself or write one paragraph or trying to speaking alone and then you delete it because no one would see it anyway? Comment below if you've done that because that's your first proof. You do care. And you know that cares it's enough to start again. So here's the truth. Learning alone isn't weakness. It's kind of power. You know, when no one listens, you learn to listen to yourself. When no one claps, you learn to move without applause. And when no one believes in you, you learn to believe first. And that's when your transformation begins. So it's for today. If you like this video, talking, chilling with me in my backyard, please follow this journey with like, subscribe, and a comment what you thinking about. I'll read everything that you write, and thank you so much. I will see you in my next video with your new version, the one who doesn't wait to be seen because you already knows your worth.